it's arrived. Mocha. Hey. Now you're done? Hey. Mocha. Mocha. Alright, here it is, guys. We're going to open it up. Let's check it out, man. Alright, here it is out of the box. It's actually a smaller box this time. Why is this upside down? What is it doing? I think it's upside. Mocha, what do you think? Huh? You don't know? Alright. Alright, it seems smaller actually. I think the case is actually smaller, so maybe a little bit more restricted on the inside, but let's get it out of there. The kind of interesting thing with this one is the last one, I think the box was bigger because it actually had a keyboard and a mouse with it, and this does not. For more money. For more money. So we got something from, that might be a crappy mouse, I don't know. Not really sure what that might be, or more pieces, parts. And we've got obviously the various paperwork, we've got some power cords, all the standard stuff you might expect. SATA cables, more power cords, different stuff like that. So that's what we got there. Let's see if this is actually a mouse. It's not a mouse, it's the Wi-Fi antenna. So we got a Wi-Fi antenna here, and then some kind of graphics card holder, which a little magnet on it right there. But you would hope that would be installed in some way, but we'll look at it when we get it out of there. Well, it is 100% a worst case. Well, worst case, not worst case. So the last one was pretty cool. It had magnets and it swung open. This thing actually has screws that go into it and hold the glass on, so that just sucks compared to what I had. Considering I paid more for this thing. So to get to that, you got to unscrew the screws, and of course we got this insane packing stuff. I'm going to have to carefully get that out of there, but that's a little bit disappointing. It's definitely a smaller case as well. Looks like we've got 3 USBs on top, audio plugs, standard holes for fans on top, power button, and the front's not nearly as cool as the other case. That's too bad. The other setup was way better than this. But if it works, we'll see. Let's get this thing opened up. A fairly tight build, actually. The big old giant card in there, the 3080 RTX Ti. You can see the RAM is in there. And it's hard to see, but it's actually tucked up underneath the fan, so that's going to be interesting, trying to get the other RAM in there. I think it's the same card I had, the 590. And it's got the water liquid cooling stuff. Something I've noticed in a lot of these is these are always seem to always be pressing down on the card. Now the card has this dude, which is I guess some kind of holder that it came with, and it sits in this thing, I guess, like this. But there's an open spot right there. I can't not really. It's hard to see, but there is there's a hole right here, and the third leg does not sit on anything. So I don't. Maybe it's supposed to go over here or something. I don't know. Oh, I see. It actually maneuvers a little bit. So I guess what you need to do is somehow get it to get the 3 legs somewhere, I guess. I don't know. I've been messing with it. It was loose when I got it. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. So we'll have to see how that fits back in there. You don't want that, because the card is so big, you know, it kind of just really leaning on the slot that it's in right there. So you would really do want this thing in. I suppose it could go in somewhere else. As long as it's not sitting on one of the fans. That's the trick. There's the fans right there. I don't know, so I'll have to check that out. And then I'm going to have to find where the SATA connections are. And I think once again they're right underneath the card, and even worse than the case I had before, because this one is smaller, it's going to be even harder to get in there and find those bad boys. It's like, I don't think this back part is the case. Nope, that's the inside. That's going to suck trying to find those. They are definitely underneath that somewhere, I think. Ugh. Disappointing. Just overall a worse case. Way worse than the one I had. Disappointing. All right, well, we're gonna have to hook it up and see how she goes. A little tour of my cave. I don't know, a little different content. Plus, we're gonna talk a little bit about the new computer. But first, we got Mocha. Got Mocha hanging out over there. What are you doing, girl? She's doing what she usually does. This is the room. As you can see, I've talked about the windows are on 3 sides of it. And this is the only room where I have any of my stuff in the house. So we got a fake propeller, got a pilot stuff, you gotta have that. We got some helmets, the old G.I. Joe 2 fighter pilots talking with their hands. Got a flag, some other doodads, a bunch of books, pictures. This is kind of my wife's stuff, really. Some of it's mine. All right, so now we have the mess. First things first, we've got the old computer. So this is the one that we had before. And you can see the 1080 GTX Ti in there. I had to modify that case a little bit to get that water cooler radiator in there. Power supply, all that good stuff. Now this is a big case, and it's got the old easily shuttable. I think it's even, yeah, it is. It is even magnetized. You don't really need this handle thing, but it's there. It is plastic. It's not metal, but those 2 hinges, I don't know. I might reuse the hinges. We'll see if I might mess around and put hinges on the new one, because the new ones irritate me a little bit. But you can see it's got the water cooler there for the CPU. A little bit dusty. But what I found is, for this rig, I would actually run it with the door open. That really helped with the cooling on that card big time. I did goof up. Unfortunately, these 2 fans, one's going one way and one's going the other. I didn't notice till I didn't notice till a long time after I built it that that's what it was doing. That didn't help with the cooling very much, I don't think. And I'm not sure I ever put fans on top. I did not. So fans up here would have been a good idea, because you can actually take that off, and that would have helped the cooling as well. So a couple cooling things I learned. But this is my last build, the last one that I built. Pretty good rig though, still runs really nicely, so no complaints about that. And I've been messing around. I got about a bazillion pieces, parts, various stuff. This was for taking old camcorder stuff. This Elgato worked out pretty nicely. So taking old VHS Mini 8 stuff and digitizing it. It doesn't look great, but it worked. I mean, it's a cheap little thing, so not too bad, not too bad. The drone with Santa. So I got this back out. I bought this last Christmas and promptly used it about a dozen times, and it's been sitting around. So I'm going to get that out. We're going to mess around with that. Pretty cool. And then this is obviously being done on my GoPro, so this is my case for the GoPro here. So I got the batteries charging for the next event. See how long this lasts. Same thing on the GoPro. I bought it about 3 years ago and used it about half a dozen times. Pretty expensive thing to sit around, so let's just use it here. We got the F-15, my sticks, debrief sticks, and then we've got the old MiG-29 right there, the battle button. Wargaming sent to me. Storage for garbage. We got the printer over here. And you can see this is the background that you see right here. So all this stuff is in the background. The old chair. There's my green screen. So that actually straps to the back of the chair with that strap right there. So that's how I do the green screen. It's pretty nice actually. So I don't have to have a big green screen, you know, falling down behind me or attached to the ceiling or some crazy thing like that. There's my joystick and throttle quadrant and a whole stack of bills I need to shred up. Just sitting there. Got my my old digital camera down there and a laptop. And there's the sides to the new computer right there. And here's the new computer. So we got two 27-inch Samsungs. Nope, I lied. LGs, not Samsung. And you got to have coffee. So we got a fresh coffee. This is where I put the coffee when I'm not putting it in the wrong place on the, there we go. So that's my new desk. You guys may have remembered the old roll top one that I had a while ago. Here's that pretty cool Mr. Coffee thing. You turn that on and then it'll keep your coffee warm in theory. I may add a third screen. I don't know. You can see I'm sort of running out of room over there. We've got the Yeti microphone. So that's the main microphone that I use. We've got the camera up here with the Boomer Gen X Privacy Shield Automatic 3000 yellow sticky guy right there. Now, I have a tape dispenser, very important. I never use this, but it's here on my desk, so that's really important. And then, of course, you've got to have 42,000 of these pens and stuff that you never use. And then we've got the Excalibur letter opener. Got to have that. I don't know why I have this. This is like a colored pencil, but it's just, we're going to keep it in case I need that. Very important. Very important. And then the stapler, because these get used a lot these days, right? Constantly with the paperwork and this, I don't know, but I have one. Let's see, I'm gonna pull my chair up here as we finish the tour of the desk. So we've got to have the grown man toys or whatever. We've got some cars, we got some random USB drives. I don't even know what's on that, I just found that. This one I bought. Fairly expensive. It's nice and metal. It's garbage. It's 2 terabytes supposedly. Total garbage. There are files that go on there and never work again. I can't figure out what's going on. This is, who made this thing? I don't know. Whatever this is, don't buy this one. It's garbage. We got the Cromwell sent to me by Pilgrim. That's a 3D printed Cromwell. Pretty cool. 3D printed M4. Pretty cool. Some models I built, geez, probably 10 years ago now. A friend of mine, we got into it. So we built the modern stuff. You've got the, what, T62, some kind of APC thing, and then I don't know if that's a Centurion or what that is, a Leopard. And then we got down here, we got an M1 Chieftain, whatever it is. And then we got the Bradley, and I don't know what happened to the, there's a Warrior somewhere. We're missing a Warrior. Oh, he's up there. He's up top. Okay, that's interesting. Got a Tiger back there, and we've got a, this is the Patton I showed. This thing actually drives. There we go. And he's going to push something off. So that's the Patton. More random stuff. Now here's something, if you're old like me and you've been around computers for a while, you probably have about 85,000 of these kinds of things. This is a backup disk drive from I don't know when. And frankly, I have no idea. Well, I guess I do have that cord. It has a power supply though, which I have no idea where it is. So just, I don't know why it's sitting there. It just is. So I have one of those just in case. Here's the blue light. So in case we need to do the blue light special. This is fun. This is a filter for my Rinnai that I bought a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I have not put on. So that's probably pretty smart. There's my HP reverb. It sits. That's a pretty cool little rack that I bought right there. You can see how it's bolted on up in there, and it just holds those things really nicely right in that area right there. So there you go. That is the tour. Uh-oh. Problem with this is I can't really see how close my face is right there. Kind of like the GoPro thing. Oh, we were gonna do the new computer, so we're gonna have to crawl underneath the. We have to crawl underneath here for that. All right, here we go. Move the chair off to the side here. Ignore the dust and whatnot down here. So here she is. See, I'm going to set this up for you because I actually have a little stand for it. Look at that. That's freaking awesome. You got to love it. But I need my... This is very professional video. right here, the mostest professionalist, and now my voice is getting real loud because I'm really close to the GoPro. So here she is. I ended up putting 2 more sticks of 8 gig RAM in there, so we're up to 32. That's good. That's the GeForce, the Gigabyte RTX going on. I need to figure out how to move this up a bit because it's sort of pressing down on the card, which I don't like. Plus, as the card heats up, that's going to put heat on those, which I don't want. So I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to rig something up. Probably some zip ties up to here, up to this, probably around this or something like that, and hold it. But this has 2 fans on top, which is good. You can see all the RGB lighting and all that stuff going on. I had to take this fan out. No big deal. There were 4 screws, and I dropped that down. That way I could get into to put the new RAM in, because it wasn't working otherwise. It wasn't going to happen. It does have 2 or 3 PCI or M2, I guess, slots on it. And to be honest, one of these things is it. There it is. Dual M2. So you can, I don't know if you can see it down there. There we go. Let's lower this thing down. So that's this dude right here, dual M2. So that's in one of the slots. And I don't know if this is in one too. I can't figure out because there's also the Rod Strix thing up here. And what does it say? I can't read what the heck that says. That's just a cover of some kind, but I'm trying to see if I can maybe get another M2 hard drive in there somehow without having to pull out the graphics card and everything else. Don't judge my cable management. It's a disaster by design. I did put this, see if I can get up here. I did end up putting that, no, it's fallen off. That's great. Oh, there it is. It fell off. All right, so this is that thing I bought that I talked about. It is a USB-C. You can see where it's hooked in, but it's not quite long enough to go up here and sit, which is super annoying. So I guess we'll just kind of, we're gonna just, you know, put it right like that, and it'll be fine, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, so I have no idea if I'm centered on this or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but there you go, guys. Tour of the battle station, the new computer. I still haven't put the other side on it. I got to put that side. When I went around to it and started digging in there, it turned out that it was actually pretty easy to get the SATA cable into the slots that were underneath of the card right there, because there was a cutout on the back panel. I had to cut out a couple of the zip ties and move some wiring, but no kidding, I was able to push it in and wire it around. So in terms of actually wiring the SATA cables and getting the power cable out of this one, turned out, even though the case was smaller, it was slightly easier than the last one. So I got the hard drives in there, no problem. So that's it, guys. The room, slight review. How's the computer doing? It's doing really good so far. We're going to touch wood right there, knock wood and all that good stuff. That's all I've got for today. You guys have a good one. We will see you.